First of all, just to finish up with Xi, I mean, again, of course, he went and saw Putin. That was a very famous visit. And then we see these heavy military exercises happening around Taiwan. And look, Seymour, lately, we've dove deep into the artificial intelligence industry here, talking with all the experts, even investing in some companies. And those GPU chips are everything. And you cut off that island and the whole world starts having major problems because they're still the heart of these semiconductor industries, these high-level semiconductors. And so that's a real issue that's, again, exacerbated by the stance that this administration has taken.
I'm on it. I know what you're talking about. And that's why China, the last thing they want to do is knock out Taiwan. They need those chips. I'm serious.
They do.
It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen.
And
they're not going to do it.
They're not going to do it. Yeah. Well, I want to get your thoughts on AI at the end as well. But let's talk Trump, because I saw him sit down, I think it was with Tucker Carlson, for a 10 or 15 minute interview. I hadn't actually seen him sit down for long form for a while. It was right after I think he had gotten the indictment. And, you know, I saw him for 10 minutes speak very calmly. He actually seems a lot more measured. And he broke down what was happening. And he said some really intelligent, grounded things. And let me just tell you a couple things I noticed, Seymour. I want to get your thoughts. He said, first of all, when I was in power, or when I was during my administration, nobody used the N word. The N word was something you never used, the nuclear word, because just saying that word is a road to them being used. It's something you cannot allow to be said unchecked. And he said he had private conversations with various nuclear powers and about that coming up. And he was not saying he threatened them, but he said had conversations to where they knew that that wasn't something you would just toss around. And nowadays it's tossed around everywhere. He also said some interesting things. He said there are some very smart people out there. He said Xi, very, very smart. He said Kim Jong-un. He said, don't let the cute cuddly thing fool you. He's a very smart guy. He said, but I had talks with him about this N-word. And he said the same with Putin. He actually gave these leaders a lot of credit. He seemed to know them and their personalities and personas and intelligences very well, enough to respect them, to say, look, we've got to deal with them this way. We got to deal with them this way. This is where we use power. This is where we use negotiation. And for me, I was looking at probably a leader that we need right now in America for this world. And I'm just curious what you think.
I stay out of all the politics.
This isn't politics. This is survival for America.
I found it hard. I found it hard to get by a lot of things he said.
Yeah, I understand.
I found it hard. I think January 6th was a problem. You know, you got to admit that, and that's a problem. But to say that Biden's done okay in some social programs, he's gotten something through. To say that he's been a successful president is not correct. He's not been because of his foreign policy. Don't get me to start endorsing people. I'm not going to do it. I just don't do that. Otherwise, I'm in real trouble. I just stay out of it. There's things there. You know, I love golf, and I used to watch. Believe it or not, he had a half-hour show on cable TV very early with different golfers, and it was a ball to watch because he is a character. I mean, he is a character. I'm just, and if he's learned a lot, if he's going to run again, he's going to have to do it and show himself to be somebody who's learned something in the last couple of years. That's all I can tell you. You're describing somebody who's talking more, I would go nuts if I had to watch goddamn I'm sorry to say this, cable TV. I just I can't bear it. So I don't watch it. It's just I knew Tucker way 30, 40 years ago, the one thing I appreciate about him, he always understood Nord Stream. From the get-go, he knew we did it. And that was always interesting to me. I don't know how he knows that or what information he has, but he's always been saying it. We're talking about within weeks of the incident before I even got into it. So I don't want to do politics because if I do it, I'm agnostic about it. It makes me very free to be critical of a Democrat, I have. So don't do it. Don't do it to me.
But you said, but Biden doesn't like you. You've known him for a long time. You've been in the town for the same time, and
it's not like or dislike. I mean, no, of course he'd be nuts not to like me now. Are you kidding? I mean, how can he not like me? But they deal with it by simply abdicating the notion that there is somebody like me out there. It's a not starter, and I'm not against making sure that the poor in America can eat and live well. I mean, that seems to be a very noble goal. I don't know what we're about. I'm also in favor, of medical care for everybody, like we have. Maybe it's a real problem in England right now, as you know. There's not enough money.
Yeah.
But in principle, the idea that Americans are, overweight, too much obesity is a real problem for the military. They have to raise the weight limits to get an army now.
Yeah, it's shocking. I had a Green Beret, Tim Kennedy, on here last week, and I was asking him about that. And it's overwhelming for him to know that they had to raise
American Green Beret.
American Green Beret. Yeah, Tim Kennedy.
Because they must be just stunned about the fact that patriotism seems to take a back seat in America right now, in terms of the Army's having a lot of Marines always do all right because gung ho Marines, but the other services are having. I wish we had some better leadership in the military, particularly in the Army. I don't see it as wonderful, but
So Jim Rickards has just recorded a video that's not available to anyone in the public, and he's going to be talking about how this upcoming recession is going to be fast, it's going to be bloody, it's going to be nasty. But at the same time, he's going to show you how you can position yourself to profit from all of this chaos. Now, we've made this video only available to our viewers. Go to londonreal.tv/Jim. Watch that immediately. I can't say enough good things about Jim Rickards. He understands the global economic system better than any guest I've ever had on London Real. His predictions are almost uncannily true, and you can learn how to profit from his vision, from his expertise, and his understanding of economics. So go to londonreal.tv/Jim or click the link below. It's an excellent, excellent look on what's going to happen in the future and how you can position yourself to profit from that. Jim is one of the best in the business, one of my favorite guests on London Real, and he's very, very good at predicting the future and showing us all to profit from it. So click the link, and I hope you enjoy. Hey, it's Brian Rose, founder of the DeFi Academy. I've told you my 4-week crypto bootcamp is amazing, but don't take my word for it. This is what my students are saying.
The DeFi Academy was an amazing experience for me. It took me totally out of my comfort zone.
In this course, I was challenged, I was held accountable, and pushed to do things that honestly weren't always easy.
It's been phenomenal, and I can't believe we're already up on our 4 weeks. It has flown by.
Going through this DeFi accelerator by far was one of the best courses I've taken.
You do this course, you really get into the nitty-gritty of the activities that will make you comfortable with decentralized finance.
Thank you so much to Brian and everyone at London Real and the DeFi Academy for even putting together an amazing course like this.
Anybody else that wants to do it, please sign up. It is well worth the money.